Okay, so stop me if you've heard this one. Armed Muslim radicals get pissed off about a cartoon. You guys have heard that? Okay, well, that's fair. I guess it is getting a little old. It's so old, in fact, that when two radical Muslims opened fire outside of an exhibit of caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad, no one really seems to care that much. It's not really the big story you'd think it would be. It's not really shocking to anybody at this point. And that in and of itself is kind of scary. It's frightening how quickly we become accustomed to this, that we become expectant that, yeah, if you draw pictures of the Prophet Muhammad, you're risking your life. There is a good chance that if you draw a caricature, a drawing, a painting, whatever, of Muhammad, you might die. And we're all just supposed to kind of accept that as a natural consequence of drawing a fucking picture. And in fact, some people, like a lot of the commenters on the Huffington Post, go even further. And that's what this video is really all about. It's not so much about the event itself of these Muslims going to a gallery in Garland, Texas, and shooting up the place. And by the way, thankfully their attack was mostly unsuccessful. The only person shot, other than them, was a security guard, and he's already been discharged from the hospital, so he's just fine. The only people they ended up killing were their damn selves, and... But like I said, we're not really here so much to talk about the story as we are some of the reactions that I saw to the story, particularly on the Huffington Post. This is William Tripp.
I just don't understand. When Muslims say that cartoons of their prophet offend them, why go to such lengths to intentionally offend them? I'm all for freedom of speech, but it just seems like a matter of respect to not make fun of someone a few billion people consider sacred.
So first of all, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that William is basically acting like this reaction on the part of the two shooters is totally rational. Hey, come on, guys! They told us they don't like us drawing their prophet. So, let's just all respect that. Let's just all say, you know what? I'm going to let other people's religious beliefs dictate my behavior and what I can and can't do. No. Their religious beliefs dictate their behavior. Doesn't dictate mine. Why should what someone else believes influence me in any way, shape, or form? Why should I have to make these huge, gigantic concessions to them? I don't ask for any such concessions for myself. I don't go and say, I'm an atheist, so I don't want to see any unflattering portrayals of atheists anywhere in media, ever. I mean, sure, if there's an unflattering portrayal of an atheist, I might say, bullshit, but I don't go shoot anybody, and if I did, no one's gonna be fucking defending me. Hey guys, the atheist told you not to make fun of them. Since when did trying to shoot people register as a reasonable reaction in any social circle to simply being made fun of? Another thing I'd like to draw your attention to in William's post is the phrase, I'm all for freedom of speech, but... That phrase, to my mind, is the new, I'm not a racist, but. I'm not a racist, but here's a racist tirade. I'm not against freedom of speech, but I don't like when certain people make certain speeches that I don't like, and we should probably put a stop to that. It's like, yeah, you are against freedom of speech. Don't sit there and tell us with one side of your mouth, freedom of speech is great, and then the other side, censor them! Censor them! You can't have your fucking cake and eat it too. And besides, cake is a lie.
This is not free speech, it's taunting, and 2 people are dead because a promoter has a defective moral compass. Shame.
The promoter that he's talking about is Pamela Geller, who is president of the American Freedom Defense Initiative, which is categorized as an anti-Islamic organization that is listed as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So you're not really going to catch me defending them or their ideology. However, all they did was put on a gallery and say, you know, basically just put on the fuck Muslims show. Yeah, fuck Muslims. I fucking draw this unflattering picture of Muhammad. And by the way, I've done that too. Peas. Muhammad like peas. No. Maybe give him like a badass scar right of his eye. Ooh, you got a scar and it comes out the other side. Like someone like cut him, you know? You know, I can understand why Muslims would be upset by that. I can understand how they'd say, hey, fuck Muslims, well fuck you. But you don't respond to cartoons with guns. You don't respond to mockery with murder. I mean, how is this not fucking obvious to everyone? What other group gets this kind of fucking leeway? Marco Niccolo says,
frankly, this event wasn't held to promote free speech. The organizers were looking to provoke violence. Sadly, that's exactly what happened. That doesn't excuse the actions of the suspects. Why hold an event where you intentionally aim to insult an entire religious group? Oh, that's right, to promote free speech. Violence was the last thing the organizers expected?
You know, the funny thing about your statement is that you actually come across as more Islamophobic than fucking Pamela Geller, because here you are saying, if you draw the Prophet Muhammad, you're inviting violence upon you. Because we all know that these Muslims are all just a bunch of fucking raging psychos, and if you do this, that is how they will react. That's not how most Muslims will react. But there are radical Muslims who will. And I'm sure that Pamela Geller did not expect them to show up at this event in Texas, in America. But you have this very dishonest portrayal of like, yeah, she's just scheming. She knows all I have to do is put these unflattering pictures of Muhammad on the wall and violence is inevitable. What kind of mentality is that to have about another group of people? To just say that they're incapable of peace and that we should just accept that about them. Ridiculous. Matt Ditch, who, by the way, probably belongs in one. Maybe I should have looked this group up before I posted. They're even worse than I thought. It's an anti-Muslim hate group also known as Stop Islamization of America. Yeah, because that's such a huge problem. Too bad whoever the shooters were didn't take out the crazy leader of this group before getting killed. When it comes to right-wing extremists and Islamic extremists, I take no sides. The best outcome is they take each other out. That is 104 thumbs up. Here's someone who's just like, you know, I just hope I wish these Muslims would have actually succeeded in their mission and killed more people before being killed themselves. Because, you know, what we really need is just more violence. Don't advocate any sort of peace or anything. Just, yeah, more killing, more bloodshed. That's what the earth really needs to improve. All the radicals kill each other, leaving the meek to inherit the earth. Because, right, that's how it's always fucking worked out throughout history. The radicals kill each other and then peace dawns. Nice idea, maybe, but not gonna fucking happen. You know what I think would be better? If the radicals stopped being fucking radicals. If they stopped thinking that it was acceptable to kill each other, or us, or whatever, over cartoons. And if people, like the commenters I've been reading here, stopped acting as if that were some sort of rational, acceptable fucking decision. As if that's just something we should accept and say, yeah, you know, they warned us not to do it, and we did it anyway, so this is on us, guys. No, it's never on you when you're not being violent and someone else decides to use violence against you. It is always 100% on them. I mean, this is victim blaming on a fucking grand scale. Blaming cartoonists for the actions of violent Muslim radicals is equivalent to saying that a girl deserved to get raped because of what she was wearing. Oh, you provoked them. What did you expect when you left the house wearing a mini skirt? What did you expect when you drew the Prophet Muhammad? Did you think you had freedom to express that point of view? Ridiculous, absurd. You deserve to die. You have invited violence upon yourself. Do one more. This is William Brooks.
Each individual is to blame, one for choosing to provoke, the other for being intolerant.
No. Both sides are not to blame. I enjoy your pathetic attempt to find a middle ground in a situation where one side is clearly wrong and clearly the aggressor, but frankly it's misguided and it comes across as, well, I'll let Robert Downey Jr. say it.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
I'm going to explain this one last time, and I can't believe that it needs explaining, but when one person, let's boil it down to a fucking microcosm, okay? Let's say you're in class, you're in school, you're a kid again. I don't know, it doesn't matter if you already are a kid or you're fucking 90 watching this. You're a fucking kid, you're in school. There's some other kid you don't like. You're doodling on the fucking back of your math test because you're bored. You decide, I'm going to draw an unflattering picture of that kid I don't like. And you draw it, and he gets wind of it. So the next day, he brings a gun to school and fucking puts 20 bullets in your fucking chest. And as you lay there bleeding, everyone gathers around and it's like, shouldn't have drawn that picture, man. You know? This is your fault. This is your doing. I can't believe you would draw something like that. No one deserves to die for drawing a fucking picture. I'm so exasperated that I'm sitting here explaining this to fucking adults. No one deserves to die for drawing a fucking picture. I don't care how mean the picture was. You know what the appropriate response for a Muslim would be? Draw an insulting picture of something they like. Draw a fucking, a Texas cowboy with a fucking, getting raped in the ass by a Muslim with a fucking 2-foot cock. I don't care what you draw. They drew something you don't like. You draw something they don't like. You know what the advantage of that is? No one fucking dies! Alright, don't leave yet. This is an announcement about my book, but this isn't the typical announcement about my book. The Douchebag Bible is back on sale. We have editions that are signed only, and then we have editions that are signed, and I draw some kind of crazy shit on there for you. And both of those are available down below. But more importantly, tomorrow, that's Tuesday, around 6, 7 o'clock, I will be doing a live stream where I will be personalizing books live and talking to you guys, answering questions, doing whatever. And you can order in while the show's going and see your book being drawn, see your book being personalized. You can request whatever you want. Look, within limits, okay? I have a little piece of paper this big to work with. Don't ask me, recreate the classic poster for Star Wars, but with the drunken peasants. I don't have time for that shit. It has to be something that's reasonably fucking simple. Okay, but like I said, doing a show tomorrow. You can order books, you can make requests. If you order a picture request, you'll get to see that being drawn live tomorrow on my live stream. So yeah, check that out. It's all down there, and just watch the Amazing Atheist channel if you want to catch the stream. Thanks, and I guess I didn't do a peace the fuck out, so I'll do it now. Peace! The fuck!